Hey everyone, my name is Zach. I'm a 22-year-old competitive boulderer from Canada, currently living near Frankfurt, Germany. Welcome back to the COMPCLIMB training series, where I record all of my training, provide in-depth analysis of every session, and just chat about climbing with an emphasis on competition. If you enjoy the series, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a ton. In today's episode, we have a particularly fun episode because me and Maddie are back in Canada. We're in Montreal right now because earlier in the year, if you recall, we won free flights and free tickets to a competition called the Jackalope. So I've already competed at a Jackalope this year. It was the one in the US. It was in Virginia Beach. And so this is like the next stop of the Jackalope series here in Montreal, Canada. And so me and Maddie did a competition called a Tour de Bloc, and it's kind of like the local series in Canada. And this year, what they were doing for the prizes was the winners of all these different Tour de Bloc stops get like expenses paid trip to the Jackalope event here in Montreal. And so me and Maddie had our flights paid for from Germany. We have like 4 or 5 nights of the hotel paid for, and then we had someone pick us up from the airport. It was actually really cool. And so we definitely had to make use of that. Honestly, the event didn't really work too well in our schedules, like our training programs for our yearly training program. And it was like Maddie kind of wanted to take a rest month, and it didn't really work for our season really well. But just the situation was like way too awesome, like to have this kind of free trip from Germany, gave us a chance to, like, we're gonna go see some family afterwards. So we definitely just decided to take advantage of the trip and do it. So we're gonna do the Jackalope event. It's like in 3 days or something, and it's a really fun event. It's me and Matt are definitely kind of just treating it as more of like a casual event, like pretty fun. There actually is some like pretty serious prize money though on the line. So there's a $2,500 incentive to win the event, which is pretty fun, and there'll be some strong climbers here as well. So it'll be a lot of fun. And me and Maddie are here a few days early, like 4 days early, obviously because we want to adjust to the time zone for a little bit before we have to compete. It's definitely no fun to try and do a competition after making like a 6-hour time zone change and coming right off like fresh from jet lag. As I'm recording this, I just could fall asleep right now. I'm so tired. So it was yesterday me and Maddie flew in, and we did 2 sessions. We ended up doing 2 sessions a day, and it was definitely really a struggle. These couple sessions I wanted to try and keep short. I was going to just try and do 2 45-minute sessions each, but actually I ended up going a little bit overtime with both of these sessions. But I was expecting, like usually what happens with my climbing, like right off the plane, like the next day, whatever the next day of climbing or training that I'll have to do after super long flight from North America to Europe or vice versa, and then making the 6-hour time change, is usually my body will feel okay. Like I won't feel weak or I won't feel like I don't know how to climb, but what will happen is my grip strength and my fingers in particular will always just need a few days to adjust, and they'll feel pretty weak at first. That's what I found was happening today here at Allez Up. My fingers definitely felt like they were not comfortable feeling like grabbing super hard on crimps. I definitely felt like kind of tweaky, like if I tried a bit too hard on some climbs, on some finger-based boulders, that I might hurt myself. So I was trying to just take it easy, and luckily in this gym that we're at right now, Alley Up, they had just like a lot of nice movement-based boulders, not too many just like crimp lines or just physical boulders. There's a lot of comp style stuff, which was great. We could just kind of get our body going and not grab holds too hard. And that's kind of like the goal of these sort of like shaking off the jet lag sessions, which we're going to be doing for the next couple days. It's kind of hard though. Like we're here in Montreal, and obviously all these gyms, some of them we've been to before, some of them that we're going to go to we actually haven't even been to. We're going to check out some new gyms. And so it's going to be hard to kind of control myself and not go too crazy, and remember that we're just trying to get the body prepared to perform well at this event coming up, and not necessarily trying to train really hard and do a bunch of hard physical boulders. But that being said, it is like more of a fun event, so it's kind of like in a gray area, like in kind of a middle space where I can afford to, make the most of our sessions here in these gyms, but just try not to overdo it too much. So I have so on the schedule right now we have like 2 days of training and then a rest day and then the competition. So we're gonna do a double session on both of these training days, and we're gonna go to 4 different gyms, which is gonna be pretty fun. So on this first day, we're here at Allez Up in the morning session, and we were here at this gym before, like a couple months ago in this training program. Like before the previous couple competitions we did, I think it was just 1 day here. So I definitely knew what to expect from this gym. It's a lot of fun. And then in today's second session, we're going to go to Bloc Shop, the Chabanel location, one of my favorite gyms. I love Bloc Shop. The setting there is great. They have a lot of hard boulders. And then tomorrow, we're going to go check out 2 gyms that we haven't been before. A new gym that opened up pretty recently called Rose Block. We've heard like so many good things about, and all the setters and climbers are telling us to go check it out. It's supposed to be really good. So we're going to go do that tomorrow. And then in the second session, we'll probably check out a gym that's been around for a little bit longer. A gym called Beta Block, which has also gotten a lot of high praise, but Maddie and I still haven't been there yet, and so that'll be fun. We have just a couple short sessions tomorrow, same as today. Try to hop on some of the coolest looking boulders in the gym and not overdo it too much, but it should be fun. And yeah, so we have just 45 sessions planned for all 4 of these sessions over these 2 days, but I kind of expect myself to go overtime a bit, and we'll try to keep it capped at an hour. And that's what happened this morning. This boulder here that we're trying, I ended up working it for a little bit, probably like 15 minutes at the end of the session. And this was the only boulder I actually didn't do today. This is a pink tape here with this crazy press sequence. We could not figure this boulder out for the life of us. We tried going backwards, tried facing in. I showed a couple tries in this video, but we actually were working that one for 15-20 minutes trying a bunch of stuff and couldn't make it happen. And so yeah, we'll have our 4 sessions at 4 different gyms and try not to overdo it too much, and we'll try to make sure an hour is the absolute cap that we have to cut it off at. Otherwise, that's when we start losing skin, and then we're going to start impacting our performance in the competition, which we don't want to do. So yeah, that wrapped up the morning session at Allez Up. A lot of really good session. We sent a lot of boulders. It was pretty fun. I was the difficulty of boulders that they had up there was actually pretty perfect for the session that we were trying to achieve, which was just kind of the shaking off the jet lag, get the body going again, feeling good, feeling like I have some good movement on the wall, ready to compete, which was the case actually. My movement and my climbing felt quite a lot better than I thought in the morning, especially with the pretty intense travel that we had yesterday. Actually, it was we couldn't really sleep, and it was actually pretty exhausting. And so I felt better in this morning session than I expected to. That being said, my fingers and grip strength felt a little bit weak, so that wasn't really a surprise, but I knew that today was probably gonna, I was expecting to feel like that again in this session, which happened here at Bloc Shop, and hopefully by tomorrow my hands will be feeling a bit better. Usually all it takes is 1 day, and then they're feeling pretty good the next day. So yeah, we're here at Bloc Shop now, and you can see we're trying a very hard looking boulder right now. This is a white tape, which is the hardest tape grade up at this gym, and this boulder, they have V grades at Bloc Shop, and sometimes they're a bit soft, but I find with the harder grades, the upper grades, they're actually pretty accurate. So this boulder's graded V13, and I would believe it. This boulder is super hard. That being said, my grip strength wasn't feeling at 100%, so I was kind of really struggling with these really bad holds on the overhang here. I ended up working this boulder for probably 20 minutes or something, and I shouldn't have really been trying this. I should have been sticking to some more moderate looking stuff and trying to get some variety in on this day of training. I was not in any condition to be trying boulders at my maximum level, but look at this boulder. It's so cool, and a really hard boulder like that, these kind of boulders aren't easy to come by, and I wanted to hop on it. I just couldn't control myself. And you'll notice that hold that I was kind of bumping to at the start, that side pull crimp, that's I've mentioned this in the past before, with my bad wrist. That's the kind of grip position that I just cannot do or try really hard in, and that's where I risk hurting retweaking my wrist again. And especially after a day of travel and shaking off jet lag is when my wrist is at its most vulnerable, so I had to be careful with that. And you see I wasn't really able to hold that hold I would love to try that boulder again though. Like, I wish I could take it back to Germany and then project it for real. That was a really cool boulder. And so moving on from then, I was like starting to hit a wall at this point. Like my grip strength started like really depleting, and I was getting a bit tired. So I decided to just try some more like technical boulders, because my body couldn't really handle the physical stuff anymore, especially after the morning session. And so Maddie was trying this slab over here. It's red tape, which is a couple down from white, and it's great at V9. But me and Maddie were really struggling with this boulder. It was like kind of weird. It had some weird beta. We couldn't really figure out like a nice obvious looking sequence, so we came up with this weird heel hook stuff, and then you got to go to this crimp. And then the really hard part of this climb was this last move where you have to go up to this finish hold and really control your barn door, which was a pretty cool move to learn. And so after taking down that slab, I had like I think we're at like 45 minutes, like, so we kind of hit the cap of our session. But there was this other cool looking slab that we saw when we were scoping out the boulders, and I wanted to hop on it a couple times. And so I ended up going 15 minutes over our session again, which was not so great, like especially with 2 more sessions tomorrow. I don't want to tire myself out too much, but I went a bit overtime again. This boulder though wasn't super tiring though, so I think it was okay. You see this last move is really cool. I tried this probably like 3 times or something. A massive jump, like that jump was so big. It was all about getting like as much height as you could, and then that was probably my best try there. I got my hands on the finish hold, but it was a little bit worse than I expected, and I wasn't ready to hold on that hard. But yeah, that wrapped up a fun session at Bloc Shop. I tried a boulder that was a little bit above my pay grade for the day, but it was fun just to get on some hard moves and get the body ready to try hard again. And tomorrow should be fun. We're going to check out 2 new gyms that we have been to, Rose Block and Beta Block. I've heard lots of good things about them, so it should be fun. And then rest after that, and it's time for the Jackalope event, which is always a fun event. I've been to one in Virginia Beach earlier this year, and Maddie's been to it a couple times. And yeah, it should be a good show.